coming to you live and in color. And today, Chris and Marty join me, and we're going to talk about the wrap up of Adepticon 2023. What was the best thing they saw? What did they do? What do they wish they did? Etc. Etc. So we'll get on to that. Well, of course, we'll catch up on the news and what's going on in the hobby world. And we'll be with you in 3, 2, 1. All right. So, guys, welcome back. We missed the show a couple weeks ago due to some issues, but everything's golden. We're ready to get back. New studio, at least on my end, is up and running, at least the production side. You
Yay!
saw the little intro video from Tuesday night to introduce your guys' videos that went live Wednesday morning. You kind of got a glimpse of my new editing suite here in good old Tennessee. So hopefully now we'll start getting some good production values out and going from there. And who has joined us in the chat? Is it our
Oh, it
favorite
is.
person? Oh
Sure
yeah.
is. Top of
All
years.
right.
Good
Good morning. Fan number 1.
Thanks for joining
That's our
us.
number 1 fan.
Yeah.
Yeah. So let us commence, shall we? Chris, what you been up to?
Well, believe it or not, I actually painted since the last time we talked. Now, granted, it was all during class.
I was gonna say we're not talking about Adepticon yet. Doesn't count. Doesn't count. No, doesn't count.
But it still counts. But I can't talk about it much until later. But I didn't hate it, which was a good thing.
So if you see me flick around the screen, I'm trying to find the best viewing angle for everybody.
Of me, there is none.
No worries.
Right. Okay. Marty, hit us.
As you know, I have a little gig where I do like training workshops at our local gaming cafe. Yep. So our next one that is upcoming is Rocks and Tour, or no, we just did Rocks and Trees, is buildings and stairs. So I have to build the ship for it before we do it. So we got a little concrete stairway. I figure I can use that with my modern stuff, and I don't care about the D&D players because it's all D&D dudes that are with me, really. Little stairway with the turn at the top. You put that on a landing. Nice. Just an example of how you can carve one out of. This one's just carved out of pink foam. Where, and then a little funky decorative one. You slide that up against something. So, and then they're all. It's all acrylic craft paints, but they're all painted differently, so that way people can see. You know, if I apply a wash, it does this. If I use a brown undercoat versus a black undercoat, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
And then we built the building. So again, it's all
nice.
It's all foam board. The roof tiles are not; they are chipboard, but the building's all foam core. And then so I've got one color here, one color there, different color on that side, different color roof, another color there. So that way, folks can again get a feel for what could this look like. So different base coats, different washes, all that jazz.
Yeah, very cool.
So that was the majority of my actual hobby stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you guys will have a lot to talk about when we talk about Adepticon. For me, last couple of weeks.
Hold on, real quick.
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Part of the hobbying that I have done that I painted, I was in his class too.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
So that was out of Adepticon.
Okay, cool. Where was I? Oh, yeah. So for me, I just been getting moved and settled in here in Tennessee, getting stuff set up. But I think if everything goes as planned Wednesday night, unless Jim has some programming I haven't seen yet, I'll probably start doing a review of the Rubicon models Huey. It's an H model, right, Chris? I think it is.
Yeah. Oh, it's one of the two.
Yeah.
D
so, I was debating on doing it because I don't know if you guys have followed the news down here. We had 2 Blackhawks go
Yep.
down
Yeah.
a couple nights ago.
Yeah, lost
You
9
know,
soldiers in that crash.
yeah, the 2 crews. You know, you had your pilot, co-pilot, crew chiefs. It sounds like one might have been a medic bird because they had 5 on one bird, so that could have been a medic. Because one of the pictures I saw that they posted of the crewmen was actually a female group, and she was standing in front of a medic helo. So could have been my thought. They were doing NVGs training, you know, doing
Probably.
their falls. They probably collided. That's my gut feeling. But we'll know more once, you know, all the stuff starts coming out. Because NVGs, they're awesome, but sometimes you just don't get that depth
Yeah.
perception on them.
Well,
So
yeah, it's gonna say your depth perception is whack
yeah,
with it.
yeah. Oh. Who is that man there in the corner?
Sorry, everybody.
Hey,
Hey,
buddy.
Hey, how you doing?
Hey.
I made the classic
You-
iPhone mistake, setting my alarm for PM instead of AM.
that's all right.
That's all
We
right.
also had somebody else who woke up at the
I-
very,
I
very,
gotta
very
say
last minute.
That's all right, Jim. And full disclosure, I came sliding in with like a second before we started, because that's when I woke
Yep.
up.
But then he started talking
I-
shit. So because you were
Well,
here,
I won't do that, I promise.
Well, yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
yeah.
I wasn't.
Oh,
I'll
I
just,
was
like
say,
there.
I'll just say that I got like 25 hours of sleep this week, and
But you're a little tired.
And you needed it.
apparently,
All right. So Rasmus is in the house. Tuffy Ears is in the house. Piotr
Piotr.
is in the house. Hello, everybody, and thank
Hey,
you for
Piotr.
joining with us. So, Jim, we were just kind of doing our hobby and catch up. You know, I was talking about.
Yep.
I have the Rubicon models Huey. I was going to start doing some an unboxing video and then build out videos from there. So, you know, maybe for like Wednesday nights when you don't have something that you need to post up. So, what have you been up to, sir? We haven't talked in a while.
everything from Fallujah to El Guitar to I had time to get dressed. What now? All right.
Well, yeah.
Um,
Well, he's assuming I'm
You
wearing
and me
pants.
both.
Assuming I'm wearing pants? Yes, I'm
No,
wearing
he's assuming we're all
hey,
wearing pants. He says we
I
got
was gonna
time to
say
get
that
dressed.
any of us.
That's a hell of an assumption.
I mean,
It's the year 2023. Everybody's on some kind of remote call. That's a hell of an assumption.
yeah, it's pretty bold of you to assume that.
Anyway, sorry, Jim. Go ahead.
Oh no, just honestly, I'm on the stream 2 to 5 hours every week. Everyone on the channel knows what I've been up to. Lots of gaming, really. I
Yeah.
built an IDF force, a whole army in about a week. That was in time for a Yom Kippur game that we staged at Dawes Creek House, home of South Florida Miniatures Gaming Club. So I've been running a lot of games and playing in a lot of games. We've recently done some Vietnam with Mark Ritchie's 15 millimeter tactical combat system, where well, I won't spoil it because the video is coming out. We've done some Vietnam in 15 millimeter. We've done some Yom Kippur War in 15 millimeter. There's some American Revolution in 20 millimeter coming out hopefully tomorrow. We did the 80th anniversary of the Battle of El Guitar. That's the scene where, Patton, supposedly, defeats, Rommel's Africa Corps. Of course, none of those things I just said was true. But everyone knows that scene where George C. Scott defeats the Spanish army, Hollywood style. So we did that battle somewhat correctly. We may be finishing that one up on Wednesday. But like I said, people who watch the channel pretty much know what I'm up to. But I don't want to use up all the air.
Yeah. Cool. Interesting. Okay. I'm just following the comments here, and Rasmus just says, "I'll just assume the best about you." Okay. We have a full news docket, don't we, Marty?
Yeah,
Hey,
well,
Damon's
we
in.
didn't. Oh, hey, all right. Yeah, so we didn't have our last show, so some of it is a carryover from then, and then
That's right.
there's some other stuff, and I tried to I tried to not lean into like any of the Adepticon related crap because I knew that we were going to talk about it. So I didn't put that anything that's specific to Adepticon is not in the news.
Okay.
However, War Games Atlantic Digital.
Yeah.
If you go on My Mini Factory, they call them modern Ukrainian female soldiers, but I'm pretty sure you could use it for all sorts of things if you wanted to.
Yeah.
But it's $12. I think you get 5 body types. You got a rifle, grenade. There's one with the javelin. You can swap some heads around. They're scale 28 millimeter. You can get them supported or unsupported. So if you got a 3D printer and you're looking for some modern females, I'd say that you should probably check this out on. If you go to War Games Atlantic, there's a link to it there, or the link is straight to their My Mini Factory tribes page. So, or you could just type in 3D print modern Ukrainian female soldier.
Yeah.
And that'll come up on both in your search.
Okay. They're not bad. Not bad at all.
Yeah. Yeah. How about it?
Yeah.
I mean, it's not super crazy. Oh my God, these are the best things ever. But I would paint them and push them across my table.
Yeah. All right.
Chris would own them and not do anything with it.
Right.
I mean, they're good. I say that because he finally gets to talk about painting. So, but he can't do it until I'm done with the news. So I'm gonna drag this out, make him suffer.
Man, not making me suffer. Other than listening to your voice.
Yes. All
Where's
right.
where's the bikini chainmail armor? Usually when you hear see female miniatures, all kinds of weird images come.
Oh, they've got it. It's just not their modern.
Yeah, it's not in the modern stuff. You can go down here and find. Oh, I like that gunsmith guy. Sorry, I'm looking at other. What is all this crap? Look at that guy. That's badass.
Yeah.
Except, wait a minute.
So
what is this? Okay, it's fantasy. It's not real Western because he's holding a flintlock pistol. Yet he's got. Yeah, never mind. Okay,
a lightsaber.
Not that good.
No, it's one of those like Wild West Exodus or that type of style stuff. They have a lot of stuff like that. If you need lizard men, they have an awesome line of it.
Yeah.
And, I don't have any need for those, but the models look cool.
Yeah, sure do.
But you guys know what I mean. Like even like a non-fantasy thing, like Infinity miniatures. The female characters in that are usually very
they're
anime.
pretty sexualized.
Yeah. Well, the whole Infinity is very anime, but no, that's pretty cool. All right, Marty, what's next, sir?
All right, here we go. All right, so pre-orders are done.
Damn it!
So,
how did I miss it?
Off to the printer. So you can't get your little discount. This is one of those stories I had from that I was going to talk about in the last show, but that time has passed.
Way to go, Marty.
They're going to start shipping the pre-orders at the end of March. Let's see here.
Ooh, paratroop special deployment rule. Oh yeah.
Sure can. So you can't get any of the 10% off stuff that I had in here, so don't ignore that. But you can get a US starter bundle. You get a free M577 command track if you did take advantage of the pre-order.
Yeah.
They've got the Centag starter bundle.
Oh, man.
Which and in the grand scheme of things, like the bundle, the starter bundle.
Yeah.
Is what for? I'm trying to do the math in my head. It's 48
48 pounds, so it's about
euros,
$57 ish.
Yeah, right. Not bad. I don't know what the shipping would cost you on that. That might kill you, but
typically the shipping hasn't been bad. But
the price of the starter bundle, not bad. And you get a book. You get an M60 tank troop. You get a 113 platoon and 901 ITV anti-tank section. Plus, if you did the pre-order, you got a free 577.
Sure. How did I miss that?
But yeah, we had we
Oh my
talked about
God.
that last summer a bunch of times.
That
Yeah.
brings back memories.
I built one of those just last week
Yeah.
for Israeli service, a Jeep with a tow missile launcher.
I'm not going to say that I have seen those in real life doing this stuff. But yeah. Oh, look, it's the crappy black leather boots. Remember those guys?
The old black
Ah,
Cadillacs.
yeah. Love them babies. Yeah.
God, I miss those things. Not the boots, the Jeeps. My dad actually owned one of these Jeeps. He bought one
Really?
of them. Yeah, he had it. We had it in Fort Riley. It got stolen because it doesn't have a key. You know, it just has the switch. And you have to use this. Well, after he got it stolen, he used this big chain with padlock to lock the steering wheel. You know, just like they did.
It's like they still do.
Yeah, they found it in the pet cemetery with all the wheels removed.
Ah.
Yeah, but yeah, God, that brings back memories.
Pets.
Look at that. Yep, the old web gear and everything, man. Wow.
Yeah, but I meant, you know, they went to all the new modular gear, and it's good gear. Don't get me wrong, but there was something about running around with your harness, have your butt pack on,
and it all flapping around,
ammo pouches,
the old 782 gear,
the shittiest pistol holster in the world. You know,
yeah.
I miss the good old.
Yeah,
days.
the button.
I still have
hold on. The buttons that get you caught up in the camo net.
Yep.
Like
everything got
fly
caught
on a
up
spider's web.
And those crappy steel clips to attach it to your belt.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, the good old days.
The old M60. Right. That is awesome. All right, what's next, sir?
Excuse me. All right. So moving on. So we're gonna go back a war for us, and we're going to look at Gringo 40's Vietnamese civilians. So they've been expanding their Vietnam line, and now as of March 5th, they released their first tier of 28 millimeter 40 mil Gringo 40's Vietnamese civilians, and it's a bunch of different poses. This is, I think they're all female in this one, and you can get it right off their web store. So you know, you got your you got your buy me drinky girl. You got your folks trying to sell their wares there.
Yeah.
You know, you got a mom sign. You got farm girl working. So they're pretty good looking miniatures. I gotta say, you know, unlike Infinity, I don't think they're overly sexualized or anime look. I think that they're pretty legit.
Yeah, but on those first two, those what they're carrying looks suspiciously like satchel charges to me. I think VC Sappers.
You know, you can use them any way you want.
It's not a satchel.
Yeah, it's not a purse.
Right.
It's a satchel.
Right.
Hence satchel charge.
Yeah.
So the one with the baskets.
Yep.
That's the one you gotta worry about, because she got a lot more explosives in those baskets.
I don't know, tough years. $10 buku money. That's
Tubuku.
Oh boy.
Tubuku, so brother.
So should we not move on before we go down a rabbit hole we can't get out of?
Yeah, we should.
All right.
So, all right,
Jim, this is for you, my friend.
Oh yeah.
Straight out of the Marine Corps Times.
Oh, there we go.
We saw an article talking about the guy that was a grunt by the name of Sebastian Bay, decided to design a hex encounter game for Marines, and like all Marines. I mean, literally, this guy is like, you know, all the eggheads at the top get all of this this training and have these things available to them. And Jim, we've had this conversation before. You know, what besides squad leader can we put in the day room, and then, you know, our corporals, lance corporal, sergeant, you know, those guys have something to play with.
We had you know, like we had the two extremes. We had like literally a box of advanced squad leader and a box of risk. I think it was, or Axis and Allies, and I was like, dude, pick something in the middle.
Yeah, so this guy came up with the game called Littoral Commander, and it's designed to be an educational game that makes everybody a more strategic thinker. That was one of the things during the war in Iraq is Mattis in particular kind of coined the phrase the strategic corporal. This leans right into that. So it's a game for 2 to 6 players. The more players you have, you play as teams. There's only 2 sides, but it's a future conflict based in Indo-Pacific theater. Provides a mix of like regular war game experience, plus there's fog of war friction found, as in other games. The scenarios are playable anywhere from 1 to 4 hours. Games recommended for ages 14 and up. You don't have to eat crayons in order to play it.
I was waiting for it. I was waiting for it with the age 14 and up. So Marines should be able to handle it.
Yeah, they might need some adult supervision, but it'll be fine.
I don't know. Those pieces look awfully small. They might be able to swallow those. So keep an eye on
them. Yeah. But the game complete is $70 and it's publicly available. There's it's sold through the Dietz Foundation, and they what's a good way to describe them? They sell primarily educational games, kind of at cost, if you will. They're they're a not-for-profit organization, so they're trying to get these games out to the world, so they're not really expensive. It appears to be a high-quality product. It looks good, but they're not going to Warhammer gouge you on that stuff. So again, the whole game through the Dietz Foundation is $70, and you get everything that you need to play. So if that's something that interests you, particularly if you're into the hex and counter style games, check it out. I think this is one that this dude actually got right.
I saw you had Taiwan on there a second ago. That's all too topical.
So, question.
Yeah, right.
If this has got like throw it in the day room, is there drinking rules to go along with it?
Not that I'm aware of, although that's probably, if I had to guess, a
add-on.
Yeah, well, I was going to go with community content.
Oh, okay. House rules. Yeah.
That's how I would do it.
Because I'm impressed, Jim. You guys actually had games. We had pool table.
Yeah, we had a pool table, a foosball table, and then a couple of like books that nobody read, magazines and stuff, and then. Yeah, there were actually some old Avalon Hill board games up in there.
We had some furniture from 1957.
Yep. That would survive a nuclear war.
That was all. That's all we had. Some old shitty furniture.
You got next, Marty.
All right, so Blood and Plunder. In this case, Blood and Valor. So that's their World War I style game. They have introduced a new expansion rule book. Book's $39, and it's a big fat book too. It's like 200 pages or something like that. But it's an expansion book for Blood and Valor. You have to use the core rule book, but it's it's got a skirmish level game, and it's set during the conflicts of the Great War, as it says. Focuses on small unit tactics, trench raids, scouting missions, patrols, that type of thing. This adds forces from the rest of the participants in World War I that weren't included in the original rule book. So you can flesh that out. You get a bunch more armies. You get a bunch of new scenarios, and they've got some new ways to play, so to speak. So you get some additional scenarios. That I'm not sure exactly what they mean when they say it's got 4 balanced play scenarios and 5 narrative scenarios.
That's going to be like asymmetrical historical conditions.
So I I have not I've not looked at the scenarios themselves, so I can't speak to how how cool or jacked up those look, or what if it relates to like a specific historical battle or something like that. They've got some new special rules, multiplayer rules, and they're adding weather effects to the rule set as well. So,
TC, buddy.
look, that's right. So if you're a Blood and Valor player, there you go. You got some new stuff, and I like their books. They've got a high production quality on their books.
They do.
Gonna throw that out there. I've got 2 or 3 of them, and
a new one.
They do, yeah, I do. We'll talk about that in a second. Adepticon, buddy.
At least Tough Ears is an equal opportunity harasser. Not only.
Oh yeah. There you go. Good times.
So Rasmus asking,
saying
there's narrative scenarios in the first book that includes tanks as well.
Yeah.
Awesome. All right, sir. What's next?
Yep. 100%. Where are we at here?
Tabletop tech.
Oh, tabletop tech. All right. So we've talked about the book before. So not exactly this book though. So they have created a deluxe full color edition of Tabletop Battle Tactics. So and it combines books 1 and 2 of the series. So looks pretty interesting. Maps and diagrams are in full color. It's got additional content gallery of games and scenarios. It's got pirates and marines and all sorts of crazy stuff in there. It's based on a series of articles written by the for Wargame Soldier Strategies magazines. And essentially any period from ancients to World War II is covered in here. So like it says, there's examples to help you better understand how different arms and tactics are represented in rule sets like Black Powder, Hail Caesar, Chain of Command, Warhammer Ancients, and others. So, but we've talked about the Henry Hyde books and articles before, and that this one does look. I can't speak to the information in it. I haven't read it, and not gonna lie, I don't read Wargame Soldiers and Strategies.
Good magazine
on a regular basis. Yeah, I mean, I don't read it all the time, but I do catch some of their articles. They have high production quality as well, so I would expect that there would be plenty of good stuff in here. So
yeah, it is. So if you look at the lower right corner of the table down here, I don't know if you can see the mouse indicator. That's the Stalingrad table they built. It is freaking impressive. If you guys can get a chance to go to the War Games strategy website, they have a full article on that, how they did that. So I mean, they have the sewer lines, and you can go from this factory to another building. It's pretty amazing how they did that.
Right.
So awesome. Very cool.
Yeah. So I thought that might be something that catches the eye and tickles the fancies of some of our viewers and listeners. So if you're interested in said thing, let's see, you get it on Wargame Vault.
Yep. He orders a PDF, but I think you can also order a printed version as well.
Yes.
So all right.
Sure can.
Next.
All right. So cruising around, I'm not gonna lie, I had no clue this company existed. I am not.
Never heard of them.
I bought something from these guys 2 weeks ago.
Did you really?
Yes. I'm kidding.
All right. Did you get it yet? All right, so you can speak to
I raved about it. I raved about it on one of our hobby streams. They're 15. All I bought from them was a pack of 50 caliber machine guns and Dushka Soviet 50 calibers, because I'm running out of 50 calibers for all my new tanks. Oh, holy hell, the detail! 15 millimeter machine gun. It's a little small. I don't think I ordered 10 millimeter by mistake, but the detail is amazing.
Good.
It is
Good.
not.
I'm glad to hear it. I mean,
It's not like
in the photos it looks good, but you know, they only have to get it right once for the photo. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Yeah. But yeah, so they've been one, they have a pretty extensive range, and two, they seem to add stuff on a fairly regular basis as well. So that's what caught my eye, is that they had added a BMP to Delta, and I'm like, oh, BMP, all right. And then I'm like, oh, they've got this whole thing, and then you know, because it's 3D printed, they're like, oh, it's available in 6 mil through 28
Yeah.
mil. Like, oh, okay. Oh, I see how this works. So that was kind of, and they're fairly inexpensive. They're like, I want to say like $5 for one.
it's like 5 or 6
If I remember
pounds. But
correctly,
when I bought from them, this isn't their fault, but it does ship out of Great Britain, so you will have a wait. I think I waited like 6 weeks for mine, and the
yeah.
shipping was pretty intense.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Hey, do they have a striker?
So
I'm looking at the BMP 2, the one you were talking about, Marty, and it's a 1 pound 46. If you do it in standard PLA,
what scale is that?
6 mil.
Scroll down. What scale is that? Yeah. Okay. So if you make it like a 28 mil one, if you click on that one, I think it's 4 or
Gotcha.
5 pounds.
And it looks like you can get it in high resolution as well. But still.
Yep. And most of these have the option that if you just want the turret, that you can buy the turret only. So like if you've already got the BMP body and you're like, I just want the turret to make it look right, that's an option as well.
That's all I bought from them, was literally a bag of machine guns. I got 40 machine guns from them for like $30. 15 of that being the shipping.
We use horses to deliver the post over. Hey, Tuffy ears, are the horses the only ones that don't go on strike over there? What's up?
All right.
Good times. But yeah, you know, so they have a wide selection of stuff, and it appears to be high quality. Jim reports good things about what he got.
The scale was a little small, but the detail you couldn't complain about.
I mean, you know, check them out. It's www.butlerspprintedmodels, all one word, .co.uk.
Cool. All right.
Bunch of stuff there.
What do you got next? Oh, what's this?
And so I subscribed to Spectre's newsletter, and they only send that out via email. Like they don't post it on their blog because they haven't posted anything since 2020 on their blog.
Newsletter.
Spectre, just saying, you could share a little something there. But they are doing some limited edition figures and some new STLs. So they've got the what we've got up here on the screen is the Agent Quick Reaction Force. So you know, these are guys that are kind of in between your total low profile dudes and your pipe hitters that are outfitted in full armor. You know, kind of gives me you know, the like a contractor vibe, except these guys are wearing their pro masks here. They've masked up, so apparently they're going into some sort of environment that you know, is not friendly to them breathing. But they're good looking models. They got a bunch of them. You know, they've got a Scar. They've got a grenade launcher, MP7 with the Rattler. You know, they're highly detailed red dots, gun lights, moss. You can get NVGs for them. NVGs. These guys don't come with NVGs, but you can get an NVG pack to put on them through Spectre. Not only do they have suppressors, but they've got the wraps for the suppressors, keep them cool, and so pretty intense. They're pretty nice looking models, well detailed. So you gotta like that.
And
then
baby.
Oh, there you go.
So
I was going to ask about that.
I'm thinking I'm back. That's what I'm saying. So they have updated their Baba Yaga figure. So they already have one. They have their old version, if you will. So Baba Yaga. I once saw him kill a man in a bar.
Right.
Stick a pencil in his neck. All right. So this is updated version, and it's pretty detailed. It might make for a fun character in some of your stuff. Could just be a little collector model for you. But yeah, the man himself, Mr. Wick, is available for a limited time. He's a physical figure only. You can't get him on STLs. So if you want one of those, you need to order that up and
Right.
grab it. And then Toughy Years will have it mounted on a horse and make it swim across the Atlantic to us.
Very cool.
100%.
That's all the news. Yeah, I think that was the last bit.
But yeah. I figured there was plenty. I mean, there's some other stuff that we could probably dig up and talk about, but we were kind of getting caught up on some stuff, and we don't need to do this the whole time. So
Very cool.
Figured that those are the highlights that caught my eye. If there's something else out there that you guys like that I missed, throw it in there. Feel free to bring it up. But I didn't want to go into 3 pages of news.
Cool. That was quite a bit. It was exciting stuff. All right, guys. So it's now time to transition to the road march of the Adepticon and other cons. We're in the highlight or the beginning of convention season.
Right.
So I believe they had LVO. Is that's usually in February, January?
Yep.
But the big one for us is Adepticon. It was last weekend. It started last Wednesday night. It kicked off and went through last Sunday in Schaumburg, Illinois. And
sure did.
Marty and Chris were lucky enough to attend. So we posted up a few little interview videos. Oh, I like that mic setup you did, Marty. That sounded really good, actually.
Yep.
So,
did that work for you? I mean, that's so. All right.
You want to tell the story? Tell us the story, Uncle Marty.
Electronic equipment sucks, and it will break, go missing, not work the way you want, conflict with something else, need an update, something. What could go wrong did go wrong, and then some. So so I ended up spending some of my hard-earned Adepticon ducats on a little like streaming rig to run it off my phone. Not optimal. We have better stuff to do this with, but yeah, we had.
So just so you guys are aware, I've talked to our CFO, our Chief Financial Officer, and she gave us the thumbs up to upgrade to newer equipment. So.
Yeah. Ooh. Wow. But yeah, it's just it was a solution to solve the problem.
It worked great.
Immediately, and I thought it did too. I mean, it's not an expensive. I mean, literally it's a rig to put your phone in that was about $80. So consider that's a rule book I didn't get, or a nice paint set or something like that. But I would say that it was worth it, because other than that, we weren't going to get crap.
We wouldn't have been mobile.
Record off my phone was well, if we weren't mobile, we weren't going to get crap.
Yeah. True that,
because John would have been the only one that made it over. Yes, tough years, 100%. Yeah, don't give me the. I'll paint. I'll build some hobby crap for you, but yeah, you don't want me running your tech. Not good call.
All right, guys. Why don't you give us a timeline of what you guys experienced at Adepticon?
So I went out Wednesday night because I actually had a class Wednesday night, and I got there before the registration desk was open, because registration didn't open till
Mhm.
7. I was in class until from 6 to 10:30. I had in the middle of class, we took a break. I came out, went around to go use the little boys' room there, and the line from the registration desk snaked all the way through to the end of the
Yep.
building, and then back again against itself, and
Yeah.
whoo, and that there was another line next to it for the Warhammer
Yeah.
preview stuff. The nerds were out in force Wednesday night. They wanted they wanted their swag bags from registration, and they wanted to find out what Warhammer was
Yeah.
going to drop. Spoiler alert: there's going to be a 10th edition.
Surprise!
That's all I know.
It's been 2 years, so
Yeah, that's all.
you know.
Yeah, that's all I can tell you about it, because I'm not a
Yeah.
Warhammer guy and I don't follow it. And no offense to any of you that like Warhammer, I don't care. So,
But it's not only
but
Warhammer.
there were
They
a
will
couple
do
of
other GW's
Yeah.
previews in there. I mean, it's mostly Warhammer, but once in a while they'll sneak in something.
Right.
So Lord of the Rings ish, you know. So might have talked about Old Hammer.
Yeah.
So the fantasies. I don't know, but I mean, it's actually a pretty good thing. Even if you're not really into Warhammer, it's a good presentation just to go to see what that part of the world lives. So
Well, and there's some excited
Yeah.
people, I'll tell
Yeah.
you that.
all right.
You
So
know,
what was your class on
there was a
Wednesday?
couple other things going on. Wednesday was what was I doing Wednesday? Oh, jeez, it's been such a whirlwind. What was my class Wednesday? Where's my phone? I don't even have my phone here. Damn it. Let me back up. I gotta fire up the Wayback Machine. Pardon me, I've only had 1 cup of coffee this morning.
That's what happens when you wake up
It
30
was
seconds before we're supposed to go live.
it was at least a minute 15 ahead of time.
That's all
Fuck,
right. No
I don't
big
remember
deal.
what
All
class I
right.
took
Drive on.
Wednesday. I am totally blanking. Then Thursday, things started kind of in
Mhm.
earnest. So got the ball rolling there. Thursday was the first day the vendor hall was open as well.
How many vendors do they have this
You
year,
know,
roughly? Do you remember?
300
300?
something ish, something like
Wow.
that. It was a bunch.
That's a pretty good number.
So the bits trading was back as well. So there were dudes wheeling and dealing on that stuff. But everything that you can imagine, from obviously Warhammer had or James Workshop had a store
Mhm.
there. They're kind of an anchor store that's outside of the actual vendor
Mhm.
area. So they're in technically in the gaming hall adjacent to the
Yeah.
vendor hall. So that way when you close the vendor hall and there's still events going on in that gaming hall, the GW store's still there. Now I don't know if they let them stay open or not, because they're only vendors only allowed to sell to 6 over there in the
Right.
vendor hall. I don't know if they let them stay open
Yeah, I
more or
don't know.
not. But that's where a lot of the in particular 40K gaming goes on. So they're kind of a big sponsor, I guess. Hey,
Yeah.
they do have the biggest space, but yeah, lots of cool stuff there. Our friends from Games and Gear were there. Our Creature Caster was there, and Creature Caster ran the Resin Beast contest. Simon or Asmodee, I
Mhm.
should say, now has the whole vendor hall on the left.
Really?
So that's Star Wars and other Star
Yeah.
Wars and other Star Wars and Crisis
I thought that was
Protocol,
Atomic Mass.
and then yeah,
That's
that's
all
all
owned by Asmodee.
and then the new Shatterpoint game demos. They were doing.
We were
doing
trying to
demos
get
there.
a demo in, but
But
you have to be there early to request a ticket.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
while I'm already interrupting, Marty, your class Wednesday night was you missed a fine resin water effects.
oh yeah, that's what my resin class with Ambrose. Yeah, so
Nice.
I made a waterfall. Hey, that's right. It's literally within arm's length of me. on my hobby desk staring at me, and I couldn't figure out what the class it was. I told you, I've only had one cup of coffee. It's not good, boys. Not good.
It's all good.
But yeah, so yeah, I look forward to doing some more of that. Matter of fact, I think I posted some pictures on that on my little project
Nice.
there. But yeah, I look forward to doing some more stuff there. In particular, that one was focused on using UV resin, and I've never used it before. I've done some small pours with 2-part epoxy resins, so I think that'll be. I'm kind of digging this UV resin thing. I think that'd be cool. So, but yeah, I mean, just a boatload of. It's not flashing for help. Tough years. It's what it does. Where's my? Oh, so hold on, my proof I was there.
Nice.
I did a little rundown on the swag bag. Wednesday night, early Thursday. Technically, it was early Thursday morning. It was so crazy in there when I left at like 11. I could not record. I mean, I did a couple test recordings, and I was solo. Bro, I couldn't hear myself. People are knocking over my my phone, and I was using it as my I was like, So I came home and I did a little something and talked about the stuff that was in the swag bag. So I'm not gonna go through everything here because there's video. Go look at it. But what I will tell you is that bag was full. I got the premium, not the VIG. So I got the little swag bag, if you will. That bag's full. There's a bunch of stuff in there. Plus, let's see, we got a Marvel Crisis Protocol Hydra tank model, which, and then we got a Gloomhaven puzzle and some space pirate game that I'm drawing a blank on. Starfinder.
The
I
RPG.
tell you, I'd have to go in the kitchen.
Paizo. Starfinder.
It's not the RPG though.
It's based on the RPG by Paizo.
Yeah. So that was included as well. But yeah, just a boatload of stuff in there. So like I said, if you're interested in the rundown, go watch the video.
Marty's starting a squadron of the Hydra tanks.
Yeah, well, so I entered the Extra Life charity raffle.
Did you win?
I won.
Nice.
Another Hydra tank. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. Damn it. I mean, I got to donate some money to charity. Specifically they were focused on the Knights, or what they call themselves, Heroes of Dice. Was running one for Children's Miracle Network over at Laurie Children's Hospital, formerly Children's Memorial in Chicago. So, I don't know. I can't bitch that I donated some money to a kid's hospital and they gave me something.
Very cool.
Not my first choice of what I want, but hey, like Chris said, I guess I'm gonna start running Hydra hard at Marvel Crisis Protocol.
So all right. So what was like the most impressive thing that you saw at Adepticon?
Who had there was a really nice display table. Chris, the one that was looked like a valley. Who was it that had that? I'm drawing a blank on that now too. I can picture it.
I don't think either of us got a photo.
Trying to get in to see it was hard. There were so many people, but there was somebody had a display table that was kind of a desert with like a desert floor with cliffs on the sides that they'd built up with like 2-inch foam, and then they built like 6 layers of it up. So the floor of this thing was like a foot deep. It sunk into the table. It's kind of how it looked. It was a Raiders the Lost Ark kind of thing. That was a pretty cool setup.
Very well done.
So the guys from Warlord brought a vehicle in this year. And when I say vehicle, I don't mean a bottle vehicle.
About a real vehicle.
I mean they brought a full size running dingo in and parked it right across from their booth. So that was kind of cool. Yeah, you gotta like that. Blacksite Studios has some nice display boards. They've got I love their expansion packs for their Don't Look Back game, because they come in the old school VHS
Cases.
plastic cases. It's a good vibe for those of us of a certain age, if you know what I mean. Full disclosure, I did buy their Not a Burger MDF kit, so it's definitely not Whataburger. But yeah, so I got that one. I have no actual plan to use it. I just really like the model. Donna's from Texas. She's like, "Oh, that's cool."
Yeah.
So
got
that going for it.
So I'm looking at the Adepticon page, Facebook page, and you guys did not cover this, and I should fire you all right now.
You're going to reduce our
Probably.
pay?
Yes.
Yeah.
So.
Damn it! There goes that raise.
Let me drop this down, enlarge this, and you can explain to me why you didn't cover this.
I'd rather not run the whole channel again by myself, so please don't fire them.
Rourke's Drift?
Right? Rourke's Drift.
I didn't see it.
I didn't see anything from you guys about Rourke's Drift.
I didn't see anything about it ever.
There wasn't any place we saw it, because we would have taken a picture for you, Bill.
Wait a minute. Where do you see this on their webpage?
It's on their Facebook page, under photos.
Yeah, was it run there? Who ran it?
It was in the historical hall. Hold on, man. I don't know why this is.
That's not it.
But yeah. But yeah, look, all this historical stuff.
That was not an event that
look at that.
That I saw. Yeah. So
anybody want to take a guess what game this is right here? Jim, you know this game. It's called Parking Lot Wars with tanks. Hence the name Team Yankee.
Yeah, the guys from the Lead Pursuit podcast were there, and they were running Blood Red Skies. They had a couple of events that they ran. We were victims of technology trying to.
I get it. So
get with them.
The big takeaway for you guys.
But the Rourke's Drift thing, I didn't even know was there.
The big takeaway for you guys is, and for the public in general, that our fans watching, people watching, is covering a convention is not easy.
100%.
I can tell you from past experience, for you guys, you wanted to participate in the convention. I can tell you, of all the conventions that Dawn and I have been in, we have participated in about 0.5%. Literally weeks running up to the convention, we sit down with the list of vendors and the events, and we start making out a schedule, and we email everybody that's on that schedule and say, hey, we want to meet with you, blah, blah, blah. And then we create our timeline, and it's literally from the moment we hit that place, we're going until the end of the day. I mean, Jim, you've done boot camps with us and stuff.
I've done conventions.
You know, what you see on the screen. Yeah, in Historicon, you were at Historicon.
It's 7 a.m. until about 4 in the morning, and got to play in no games.
Yeah,
got to buy no stuff really. I got to play like 2 or 3 turns of Saratoga at like 9 p.m. because those games go on till like 11 or 12 at night. But you're there to work, and I'm impressed you guys had a schedule. We tried to have a schedule. That shit didn't work. Pretty soon it was just me and Jerry walking around, interviewing who we could interview, walking back as fast as we could, back to Justin, throwing him the SD card, getting a new SD card. It's like slapping out magazines, going back up and just rotate. Never stop walking, never stop talking for about 12 hours at a go.
Yeah,
so Bill,
exactly. I mean, Go ahead.
I'm sorry to say it this way, but
Yeah.
I am very glad that you did not come up then,
Why?
because I was able to actually do stuff.
Oh. Well,
Well,
okay.
that's why we used
yeah,
the board strip table,
Yeah.
among
Yeah.
other
I mean,
things. It sounds like.
But the last Adepticon
Yeah,
I
well,
attended, I never left the
Yeah.
production suite. They literally, Dawn and whoever was camera crew would go out and shoot video, get B-roll, get photos. And like you said, Jim, I had a box. I had 2 boxes sitting next to my computer, one that says cards in, cards out. So you put your filled card in the inbox, and you take an empty card out of the outbox. And I would literally just go through and sit there and edit to do the quick edits and uploads.
That
And
was
I mean,
mighty Justin for us, but yeah, you basically never
Yeah.
walked out of that office.
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, and you know, one of the takeaways that I got out of it as well is having more people on your team is probably
Yes.
better. It's very difficult to try and do anything
Yeah.
solo. And then even with just Chris and I, it's still, you kind of end up, you can go do the camera crew, but then then you have to stop to, at least one of you has to be the production
Right.
guy at the
Exactly.
back. And then when our equipment went to shit, and then we started doing it off my phone, got the recording and we were able to do that. Yay. I'm like, all right, I'll just go upload that stuff. Okay. That's what we
Yeah.
thought. And then I had problems getting it uploaded, whether that's my phone, my computer, my thing, whether it was, because I was trying to load it to Restream was like, yeah, I'm gonna let this dribble in at like a kilobyte
Yeah.
a minute, and you're gonna be here for the next 9 days. And I'm like, I can't do this. What's
So let's get back to the Adepticon before we run out of time.
Go ahead.
Well,
So
all right,
the-
talk.
Yeah, there's
the
some stuff
classes
talking
that
about
we had.
besides Adepticon as well, but go ahead.
Yeah, well, I mean, just yes, running the convention and doing all that is a pain, and we had nothing but issues. But the stuff we saw, the classes that we took, were exceptional. When you've
Mhm.
got people that are giving you classes that are, top tier people, the best of, the classes that I took, the instructors, you see them in best of show and stuff like that. Just incredible instructors, and the things that you learned. Um, there was one class where we were all trying to gross each other out. That was the blood, pus, guts, and gore. That was a lot of fun.
Yep. Yeah, Michelle
Yeah,
Farnsworth taught that
blood
one.
splatter and everything. The airbrushing, it was good. It was very good, very well put together. We had one class that got canceled 15 minutes in.
Yeah, had an
Yep.
instructor
Oh,
no show.
jeez.
And I'm pretty sure he did not show.
Yeah,
to the
because
con.
all of his classes were canceled.
Yeah.
But it was.
But by the way, shout out to Adepticon. Got my refund. You guys processed that the day after the convention ended. Thank you.
And the classes, when I was first looking at the classes, because this is my first year of taking classes, I was like, man, $77 for this, and so much for that. You know what? You are getting more than your money's worth. The last class that Marty and I were in, Art of Airbrushing, large figure, Armager.
Mm-hmm.
The class was $77. The model's $45.
Yeah.
You're 4.5 hours of airbrushing with a guy who does the models, CK Studio, Caleb Wissenbach. He's the one who does the models for the box art.
Yeah.
So, I mean, quality instructor, quality stuff. The quick stuff that he was teaching us, we're like, Marty's like, write that down multiple times.
Yeah, because I won't fucking remember. Damn it.
Cool. All right. So
It was great.
good. Glad you guys got to experience that. That's awesome. Jim, you've been attending like little conventions or gaming weekends, right, down there in South Florida?
Yeah, I'm gaming almost, well, we're actually slowing down a little bit now because the two guys that are running all the games down here at Dust Creek House we're getting burnt out. I mean, we were running 2 games a month between the two of us. And then there's one other guy, Jim Dunsdorf, who runs a lot of DBA, the Bellus and Diquitatus. A fun game. It's just not really my jam. I love Ancients as much as anybody else. It's like it's almost like a pub game. It's like meant to play on like a 2x2 table and be over in 45 minutes or half an hour even. And I'm like, okay, that's cool. But yeah, there's been a lot going on. So we talked about most of it already, or I should say, in previous editions of the podcast. The most recent one, I don't think we've mentioned, was the Fallujah table. Did you guys get a chance to look at that? We did Fallujah and Force on Force in 20 millimeter. The first time I had played Fallujah in 20 millimeter in quite a while. Or sorry, the first time I played Force on Force in quite a while. So a little bit of cobwebs there, but we had a nice cheat sheet. It took me like 2 or 3 hours to put it together, but it helped a lot. No more rules of flipping. As much as I like Force on Force, the book isn't that well organized, to be honest with you. That was during our attempted mini convention. I say mini, very, very, like, a whole lot of minis. There was a grand total of like 8 people there, so it wasn't really a convention in any kind of sense. But we tried to put on our own little event. I don't know if it really worked, but that was where the Fallujah table took place. And the other game that I ran there that's going to be up hopefully tomorrow, at least part 1, is going to be our 20 millimeter American Revolution, Battle of Hubbardton. So American Revolution, some black powder stuff. Keep an eye out for some 15 millimeter Vietnam that's going to be going up in the upcoming weeks. Our 15 millimeter Yom Kippur. The pictures are up in our Discord and our Facebook group. The video is coming up. And literally on Thursday, so 2 days ago, after work, we're gaming even during the week. We ran some more of Mark Ritchie's tactical combat in 15 millimeter for one of the opening battles of Barbarossa. So yeah, there's a lot going on. And on top of that, we still have to finish the second half of the yellow guitar game. We might do that Wednesday. Yeah. So a lot of content coming. Watch this space, as they say.
Perfect. Awesome. What's next convention wise? We have Little Wars, right, Chris? Up there in April. Well, this month now. Today's April 1st.
We've got Recon down here, but I don't think I'm going to it. I think it's in Orlando.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Jim, you see top of yours? No comment?
Nope.
So, Bill, you might want to check with the CFO tomorrow, because she just told you that you can get new equipment.
Yeah.
It is April 1st, so make
sure
she says the same thing tomorrow.
Right. So we have Little Wars in April, and then there is in June is Origins, and then July is Historicon, and then end of July, August is Gen Con. I'm trying to work on getting us press access for Gen Con because Don would like to go. I really want to hit Historicon this year. I think it'd be a great push for the channel. I just got to figure out things, the ins and outs, the details, the logistics of it. So good comeback, Jim. So yeah, I mean, if you guys have never, and I'm talking to people out there in the audience, if you've never been to a gaming convention, big or small, you should definitely check them out. They're a lot of fun. You get to see a lot of people like-minded. You get exposed to a lot of different games that you may not have considered. And people go really out of their way to make really nice tables. Just as an example, obviously I've shown you the Adepticon tables for Rourke's Drift. Why does this keep coming up? Let me get out of this. Okay.
I would say especially Historicon, because unlike a lot of other, I'm normally not a conventions guy. I honestly can't be bothered with going to conventions. That's not my scene. Way too big of a crowd, and it's just a bunch of people trying to sell you shit. Like you would catch me dead in a salute.
Really? Yeah.
It's just a big sales. Here, buy. Here, I don't want to buy your shit. It's hobby. I'm supposed to
Yeah.
build my own shit.
Yeah.
Historicon is different. Historicon's got at least 2.5 floors of solid tables of actual hobby. People who've actually built stuff, not just bought stuff, and are actually now putting on games and inviting people to participate. Now they do have a big sales floor, which is cool. And then what I find is really fun about Historicon is they have, I think they call it Greg's Basement, or maybe it's Gary's Basement. It's almost like a garage sale. It's a separate from the vendor hall, and it's where people bring their own stuff, and you can buy some really neat stuff. Sometimes it's a little overpriced. People think they have what they don't have. Like people were trying to sell boxes of Panzer Leader for like $200. I'm like, it's rare, but it's cardboard and paper. At the end of the day, so slow your roll a little bit there, son. But yeah, it's different from, especially Historicon. It's different from a lot of other conventions I've been to.
Yeah, I mean, just on the screen is a example of a Civil War table. They did a really nice job with it. So.
They did. What the pictures don't show you is the wood trim around the outside. You can see the black on the inside. But look in the bottom left-hand corner of that picture. They actually have the Gettysburg Address in cursive all the way around it.
That's awesome. That's a neat touch.
That was a very nice touch.
Yeah, nice
so
table.
That is for the Warlord Games Civil War set.
Oh, is that the Epic Battles?
Yeah.
Oh, nice. Oh, okay.
That was run by
that was
Michael Rafferty, right, Marty?
Nice.
Yeah.
Oh, that was the table he was talking about. Oh, nice.
Yeah.
His guys. Yeah.
So
very nice.
He set that up. That was Sunday. Yeah, that was Sunday.
Yes.
Because up until Saturday, that same space was occupied by Stephen Fratz. Gettysburg
Marty, didn't you enter Golden Demon with something?
I did. I got my model back. Yeah, no pins, no ribbons. Damn sure no Golden Demon. But it was fun to see my stuff in the case, and I took a bunch of cheesy pictures. I figured you people don't want to be the victim of it, but I do have pictures of me like pointing at it in the model in front of the big Golden Demon banner.
People, I'd be inundated with Photoshop requests. This is a great photo artist. Can you please take Marty out of the photo? Just
Yeah.
Right.
So
you're close, tough years. 407 years ago, our forefathers brought forth upon this continent a new nation conceived in liberty and predicated on the ideal that all men are created equal. I don't remember the rest of it off the top of my head, but yeah, I gave it a shot. Yeah, 407 years ago, because that's when the Civil War was a long time ago. America was only 87 years old at the time.
Wow. Crazy, isn't it? Yep. Marty, so your miniature or the model you put in wasn't a Games Workshop model, right?
It is. It was but it's not a Warhammer, it's a Middle Earth one.
Because I was gonna say
I put in King
Theoden. All right.
It was hold on. He's gonna go get it. It was since he can't hear us. It was actually he did really well with it.
Oh good.
It was done well enough to where they actually took a picture of it.
So since this is my little toy, I've since removed him off his display base, but that's my
nice.
That was my entry. And again, literally these are my toys, but I figured I like this one a lot. I think I did pretty good. I went try hard on it. So then I consulted with a friend of ours, Steve Herner. I'm like, if I wanted to push this to the next level and drop it in the case, what would I do? So we consulted a little bit and came home and made some additions, changes to things there, and dropped it in the case on Saturday.
Well, you know what? You're one step close. You actually entered Golden Demon. So for you.
I mean, I can say I'm an entrant now. I have a receipt and everything.
Nice. All right, guys.
Which apparently is my prize.
Well, when Chris said that you entered, I was like, wow, that takes guts. And knowing the caliber of people that usually win, it's like, whoo, that's stiff competition there, my friend.
There are some incredible.
It is.
Yeah, and a lot of that is freehand, like the robes where they have all the intricate art on the robes. It's all freehand.
Yeah.
So it's crazy.
Yeah, that's not
No.
sculpted into the
There
model.
was a picture of under the dual case of
Yeah.
do you want to talk about it, Theron and
So basically it's a flat base with a wall down the middle. And on one side it's Saruman looking in the Palantir, and like his little room in Orthanc, right? And on the other side of the wall, it's Gandalf holding his staff at Theoden when he's all old and jacked up on the crown, or on the throne. So the theme duo is Gandalf versus Saruman via their fight for Theoden. It was a really nice piece. It was pretty well executed, but I love the theme on that one.
All right, guys, we're going to go ahead and close up the show. Any final thoughts before we say good day? Smell the smoke.
I have a train workshop coming up. So we're gonna, like I said, we're gonna do some buildings and stairs for this next one. And so my goal on this is I kind of have a little plan on how I've laid things out, is that we would be able to build like maybe a tiny display board or something. That time is our greatest constraint, but yeah, we're gonna go into basing effects and flocking and that type of stuff. So now we can, by the time we're done here, as well as I didn't plan on doing it, but every class I've run, people have said we want to do water effects. There's a reason why I just took a class on water effects. so we'll probably that's the easy way to do it is UV, because it dries, right? And it doesn't look that expensive to get, at least not in reasonable quantity. So got that going on.
Time is your great enemy. That's what 2 a.m. is for. 3 a.m, 4 a.m.
Time in the class.
I was gonna say, but I only got these dudes there for 4 hours, start to finish, when we're doing the little workshop. That's the challenge. I mean, if it's at the house, no problem. I take all the time I want. But the nerds that are coming out to learn this stuff, I got to get it done and get it into a place where they can pick it up and take it home and finish, if nothing else. So that's the challenge.
And believe it or not, Marty must be doing something well. I don't know what, but people, his classes keep getting bigger.
Nice.
Oh, fuck. I had to, I had to tell her to limit this one, because last time it was getting a little out of control, to be honest. And this one's going to be all carving and cutting and using we're going to use hot glue instead of like PVA or tacky glue, so to speed the drying time again. And we get younger dudes in there, which is awesome, but I can't supervise your 8-year-old when I have 10 people at the table. So just know, you drop dude off, well, I'm going to give him a knife, tell him to start carving some bone.
No one's dropped their kid off. Not yet.
Not yet. No, we've had some combos, and technically the owner's kid came wandering over, but was supervised by somebody.
No, but it was good.
All right, guys. So we're going to go ahead and close out the show. I want to thank everybody for joining us. Thank everybody that follows along and participates in the conversation. To the best of you. And the next stop on the convention train is Little Wars. Are you guys all set for Little Wars? We'll talk about it offline, but awesome, guys. Thank you very much. Jim, thank you. And you have your next video coming out tomorrow.
And, Battle of Hubbardton. No hobbits. Hubbardton. He just insulted the entire state of Vermont, which isn't a terrible loss, but at the same time.
All 5 of them?
Well,
all 5 of them?
Yeah. Technically, it wasn't Vermont, but it was still the Hampshire Grants, but yes, Hubbardton. Check it out, Tough Years. You'll like it. Spoiler alert, for a 250-year-old battle, the British do win that one. So.
Wow. All right. But will history change tomorrow? Stay tuned. Tune in tomorrow and find out the answer. All right, guys, take care. We'll see you on the next one.